Hello, hi. Good. I have all the cameras turned on, please. Sid, Rishik, Amit. Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. So, hi, Harshvardhan. Good to see you. I would request Rishik, Amit, and Sid to please turn on the camera. Hello, hi. Good to see you as well. May I know your name? Because I
My name is Abipsa. Yeah, that's my actually dad's name.
Okay, no problem. Can you tell me your name, please?
Abipsa.
Abhipsa. Okay, good to see you. Good to have you around, Abhipsa. Rishik, am I pronouncing your name correctly, Rishik? Can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. And Sid, we can't hear you. We can't see you. It would be great if you can turn on your camera. Yes? Okay, I guess Sid is having some issues with his network. Anyway, in the meantime, we can start, and I would want all of you to keep yourself unmuted because we are going to have a little bit of discussion. So, before we start off, I would love to know a little bit about all of you. Now, starting with myself first, my name is Monalisa, as all of you can see, and I have been associated with Catalyst, Codeyoung for quite some time. I have been a teacher, and I love traveling, reading horror books, and watching television. These are my hobbies. So, who wants to go next? Share something interesting about yourself. Otherwise, I'll have to start taking names. So before we start, I'd love to know a little bit about you. Abhipsa, Harsh. Okay, Harsh, Abhipsa, or Rishik, who wants to go next?
So my name is Abipsa, as you know.
Yes.
I study in Liberty in
Okay.
Texas.
Yep.
I love to read books, mostly fantasy, nonfiction.
Okay.
And I also play the guitar,
You also
acoustic.
play guitar?
Yes, acoustic.
Okay, that's quite something. That is interesting. I really like that. And also, Abhipsa, you just mentioned that you like to read books, right? Fantasy stories. So it's fiction, correct?
Mhm.
Right. So, which is the latest book, the last book, the recent book that you've read so far?
The recent one was The Girl Beneath the Sea.
The Girl Beneath the Sea. Okay. If you had to sum it up in just one sentence, how are you going to sum up the book?
Well, it's about a girl who is trying to save her village by
Okay.
going to heaven, like in the spirit world.
Okay. All right. And you found that interesting, or it
Yes.
was just very mundane?
I know, it was really interesting.
It was really interesting. Good to know that. I'd come back to you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Abhitsa. Up next would be who wants to go next, Rishik or Harshvardhan?
I
Yeah,
can
I'll go
go.
next.
Okay, please go ahead. I'd love to hear from you as well. Yes.
Um, my
Yes.
name is Rishik,
Yes.
and I like to play tennis, and I study in Los Angeles, California,
Okay. Yep.
and I'm in 11th grade.
You're in 11th grade. Okay. And anything interesting apart from your hobby, your current hobby?
Um, I play in school as well. Like I
Okay.
play for my school team.
You play for your school team. So do you go for practice almost every day?
I practice like 4 or 5 days a week.
4 to 5 days a week. That's quite impressive. Wonderful. And do you love it? Like when you're practicing? So if you had to, again, if you had to use one sentence to describe your practice time, how are you going to describe it?
Um, very hard, very tiring, and um, Uh,
Okay,
very
very.
productive.
Okay, so can I use the words exhausting yet very productive? Can I use this phrase?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Rishik. It was good knowing about your hobby. Last but no way the least, Harsh, please go ahead.
My name's Harshavardhan, and I study in Texas. I'm a junior, and I love to read documentaries and nonfiction books.
Okay, nonfiction, completely opposite to Abhipsa's liking for books. All right. So, which is the latest nonfiction book that you have read so far?
These Truths by Jill Lepore.
These Truths by?
Jill Lepore.
Okay, and again, if you had to use a phrase or a sentence to sum it up, how are you going to do that? Or what are you going to say about the book that you've read?
It's like a historical entry of the whole U.S. history, from the
Okay.
starting to the ending.
It makes me a little inquisitive. Can you tell me what is your favorite subject?
History.
Okay, right. Because that's quite amazing, and I'm very much intrigued because these days I hardly get anyone telling me that history is my favorite subject. So that's great. You caught my attention there. Wonderful. Amazing. Keep up loving and liking history because that kind of helps you know the past. So great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, I have someone called Zoom user. So could you please unmute yourself and turn on your video and tell me your name? Because otherwise I will not be able to understand who this is. And in the meantime, Sid, if you can hear me, could you please turn on the video?
Yes, ma'am, my video is not working.
Your video is not working. Okay, no problem, Sid. So could you quickly share a little bit about yourself? Anything interesting, an interesting hobby of yours?
My name is Siddharth. I am in 10th grade and I go to school in Texas.
Okay,
Uh, I like to play games.
all right. What's your favorite game?
uh, Soccer.
Sorry, softball?
Soccer.
Soccer. I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. Okay, so you like playing soccer. And your name you mentioned, but it wasn't clear. Could you repeat one more time?
My name is Siddharth.
Siddharth. Okay, great, wonderful. So, Siddharth, are you also a part of your school soccer team, just like Rishik is a part of his school team?
No.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Siddharth. That was nice knowing you. I wish I could see you, but that's okay. And also, there's someone called Zoom user. So, could you please unmute yourself and tell me, are you someone from the team of Catalyst or Codeyoung, or are you one of the learners? Hello. Okay, if you can, do let me know. In the meantime, guys, we are going to start with, yes, so we are going to start with and have a discussion about SAT English. So before I start, I would also want to know a little bit from all of you. Have you started preparing for SAT? Have you taken PSAT, or have you taken SAT, or like the DSAT, or have you taken any mocks so far? Please raise your hand again. Who wants to share the experience first? Yes, Rishik, do you want to unmute yourself and share your experience?
Okay.
Yes, Abhipsha, I'll come to you. Yes, Rishik, please go
I
ahead.
took I took the PSAT last year.
Okay.
And then I took no I will take SAT soon, and then I started preparing a little.
Okay, you started preparing little. And how are you finding the preparation? Is it overwhelming, or are you taking one thing at a time?
Mainly studying English because that was my weak spot, but the main weaknesses in English was the vocabulary questions because I didn't know the words, and then also some of the like hefty reading comprehension questions that I just like ran out of time because it takes long to understand the passage.
Okay, all right. I completely hear you and I understand what you mean. We are going to do some of those and we are going to learn some of the tricks how to manage the time and how to take that comprehension of those long passages and quickly solve them with proper correct answers. That would be our aim. Thank you so much, Rishik. Yes, Abhipsha, please go ahead. You wanted to share your experience as well.
Yeah, I'm actually a ninth grader, so I'm not started with PSAT or SAT, but I've started preparing. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's great.
well, I like recently like understood that I'm kind of weak in math and also with English, like in vocabulary, but like in transitions and word in context, I'm kind of fine. I just need to practice more.
Okay, in transitions and in context, vocabulary
Yes.
context. So, since we are talking about transitions, could you quickly tell me what do you understand by transitions?
Like like if
Just,
there's a
yeah,
sentence like in sad they will be given a question in a blank spot
yes,
that which transition will be most um like correct in that place. Suppose like there are different types of it like comparisons or like addition and like
yes.
yeah, so yeah, I'm good in this because I kind of understand what the sentence wants to try to tell us and like how are they related to each other.
Okay, so you're good with transitions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, wonderful. Any pain point of yours? Any like Rishik had also mentioned that for him and along with him, for many of the learners, vocab in context is something that is a little bit, I would say, practice is required there. Also, along with that, long passages. So, do you find the same thing? Do you have the same issue, or no, you're okay with it?
I mean, some words are a bit advanced, so I just need to practice to like know what the meaning is of them. So yeah, I just need to practice a bit more, but I'm overallly good.
Okay, works. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhipsha. Next up would be, yes, next up would be Harsh. But Harsh, I'll come back to you and then Sid. But Vedehi, you have joined. Could you please turn on the video so that we can see you? Uh, okay, Vedehi, I can't see you. If you can, please turn on the video. Okay. Now, Harsh, would you want to share your experience? Have you started your preparation for SAT or DSAT?
Yeah, I have started my preparations and I did a few mock tests.
Okay.
So, and I'm really good with the max. So every single time I do the max, it's above 720. But
One.
it's the English I'm really struggling with, especially the vocabulary and the rhetoric questions.
Okay. So specifically the vocab questions are the ones that kind of we can see that today that is the main focus. That should be the main focus for our discussion, right? Okay. Rishik, anything interesting that you would want to share? I can see that you're trying to see something, look into something by looking down. Anything that you would want to share with us?
No.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much, Harsh. That was quite intriguing that you had mentioned. It kind of helped me understand as well. Okay, anything more that you would want to share about your experience of the preparation that you're taking in? No, great. Okay, Siddharth, will you want to share your experience of your preparation of DSAT or if you have taken a mock or a test?
Yes, ma'am. So I in PSAT or SAT, I when I tried the math is kind of fine, but in English I need to focus on vocabulary and the ones with the like big paragraphs. On a mock test, I scored 1,216.
Okay, all right. So when you mentioned that on the mock test you scored 1,260, it is including both English and math, right?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So, guys, all right. So every time I try to call you children, it never comes out. So I think that all of you are growing. So I either notice, I would either address you as friends or children instead of addressing you as guys. I don't think that is quite appropriate. So can I address you as friends? Yes? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So today what we are going to do is our main focus would be to understand how we can solve these questions, specifically the long questions and also the vocab questions. Along with that, we might just do a few other questions and understand what are the common mistakes that we tend to make. Is that okay? Is that clear? Yeah, great. Now, along with it, like you had mentioned, let me present my screen. Give me a second, please. Like you had mentioned this. Can you see my screen? Yes. Let me present it in full screen mode. At least that way I'll be able to show you. Yeah. So as we all know, that SAT, it has both reading and writing. And the main gap that we can see or that we would want to cover today would be the reading and writing part. Correct. So these are also some of the skill areas that we would want to talk about. So I would want Harsh to read out the first skill area. Harsh, could you please go ahead and read out the first skill area?
Information and ideas.
Right. Yes, please go ahead.
Main ideas, details, inferences using evidence.
Correct. So information and ideas. So this part, I think you all are clear with it. Anyone who has a challenge here? No one? Abipsa, Rishik, Harsh. What about the long passages? So when you have to read the long passages, what happens? When you have to get the main ideas from there, or when you have to infer by looking at the clues. So I think this is also one of the concerning areas. What do you think? Is it a yes or is it a no?
Yes.
Right, absolutely correct. Up next would be, and we would focus on this as well. Up next would be craft and structure. Rishik, would you just go ahead and read it real quick?
Craft and structure, purpose, tone, word, meaning, and context.
Do you think this is one of those challenging areas that would require practice, Rishik?
Yeah.
And why is it so? I would definitely keep on questioning you and probing you unless and until you give me full sentence answers. So yes, please go ahead.
Because like I said, weakness for me is vocabulary and not other people too. And
Yes,
it's also like noticing the tone and purpose
right.
is like kind of hard.
Absolutely. So, friends, the most important thing is many a times we have questions like what is the tone of the passage? And over there as well, vocabulary plays an important part. Do you agree with me here? That vocab plays an important part when we are trying to understand the tone of the passage, the words that are used in the passage, yes or no, or if somebody feels differently. Yeah? Okay. Yes. Next up would be expression of ideas. Abhipsa, could you just go ahead and read it?
Yeah, sure. So expression of ideas include clarity, logical flow, and transitions.
Yes. And do you have your strength here in this expression of ideas? Right?
Yeah.
Correct. So I think this one is that one area which, or like out of the three areas that we are discussing so far, this is that one area I think nobody has a problem so far. Is it, or anyone has a confusion here regarding the clarity or the logical flow, the sequencing of thoughts or sentences, and the transitions? Siddharth, Abhipsa has already mentioned that she's good with it. That's great. What about Rishik, Harsh, and Siddharth? All
Good,
good?
ma'am.
You can also give me a thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Okay, last but not the least, Siddharth, would you just go ahead and read that for me, please? Siddharth, if you're reading, I will not be able to hear you because you're on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Standard English conventions, grammar usage, and punctuation.
Yeah, all right. So we also have standard, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. So we also have standard English and conventions. So when we talk about standard English and conventions, what is there? The thing that is here would be the grammar usage and punctuation. So far, I think we are good with grammar usage and punctuation. We have proper knowledge so far about grammar usage and punctuation, yes or no? Yeah, all
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Okay, maybe I would test that out as well. Absolutely. Okay, great. Now, along with it, let's quickly do a vocab question. So, right. Who wants to read? So let's start with Siddharth. Siddharth, could you please go ahead and read out this question real quick? But before that, I want you to read the tip as well that's mentioned.
Tip: don't memorize fancy vocab. Use the clues around the word.
Okay, so we're going to stop here a little bit. And I want all of you to follow this. We cannot memorize the dictionary. Every year, new words get added to the dictionary, and the bandwidth of words keep on increasing. So it's absolutely not possible for us to memorize the dictionary. Do you agree with me, or no, you don't agree with me? Yes? Yes. So what about Abhipsha and Rishik? Rishik gave me a slight nod, which I think that I do agree with Rishik as well. So instead of that, what do we need to do? We need to ensure that we are, whenever there's a word in context or vocabulary in context, how can we understand or how can we gauge the meaning of that word if we don't know it? Anyone who would want to try it? Tell me, if the clue is here, the tip is here. Anyone who would want to explain it? Yes, Abhipsha, go ahead.
So it says to not like memorize the whole dictionary in your head. You
Yeah.
just need to like read what's around the word. Like if there's a word precisely given, then like you can just see what's in the sentence around it. So like you can like predict that what could be the answer or what could be the meaning of the sentence.
Absolutely right. So if I use a word in a sentence, like if I say, children are naughty, committing impish, or let's say, or children are naughty, we understand that through their impish behavior. Anyone who can tell me what is the meaning of the word impish? So if we have a sentence like, children are naughty, we understand that by their impish behavior. Anyone who would want to tell me what is the meaning of the word impish? You would want to take a guess? No, Abhipsha will go last. I would probably want to start with Harsh. So Harsh, the sentence is, children are naughty. So let me quickly share my whiteboard. Okay. I hope I will be able to share my whiteboard here. Okay, I'll just write it. Children are naughty, and we understand that by their impish behavior. If I say this, so, and if I ask you, what is the meaning of the word impish? Do you want me to give you options, or would you want to go ahead with this?
I think I'll try without the options.
You would try without the options. Abhipsha, I'll come to you at the end for sure. Yes. Okay, go ahead, Harsh. That's the spirit.
I think impish should be like kind of the opposite of a disciplined. It's
You are,
contrasting to it. It's
yes, go ahead.
contrasting to a discipline. That I
Absolutely
can say.
right. Yes,
but
but there's a
I'm
word
not
for
sure
it.
with the exact definition.
And how did you understand that? Absolutely, you're correct. You're almost there. So, and how did you understand that?
Um, in the paragraph it says children are naughty, so we definitely know that it's in a negative format.
Right,
So we understand by their impish behavior. Of course, if they are naughty, their behavior won't be good or disciplined. So
right.
impish has to mean something that contrasts to not to being good.
That's the key. You deduced it. That's great. Absolutely right. I am there with you, but there's a specific word. I'm still looking for that specific word. You were correct. Something just opposite to being very polite or being very nice, and also something that's opposite to being disciplined. I understand. That's correct. Rishik, would you want to try thinking of a word which might be replaced by the word impish?
I was thinking like arrogant.
Do we associate the word arrogant? So let's see, let's try to use it. Children are naughty, and we understand that by their arrogant behavior. So children are like toddlers, little children. So do we think that children are arrogant? Do we associate arrogance with children, with the word children?
No.
No. Would you want to give it another try?
Um,
So try to look at the words. Try to see the words that are there and the word that you have in your mind. Will that, will that word or whatever word you have in your mind, can that be associated with each and every word in a sentence or in the paragraph? That's how you deduce it. But that was a very, very good try, Rishik. Really good. Okay, would you want to give it one more try or should I pass?
I have nothing in my mind.
Okay, you have nothing in your mind, but definitely try to understand, try to think whether we associate arrogance with children. Because whenever we think of children, what's the first word that comes to your mind when you think of children?
Like, um, little.
Little. Yes, absolutely. So, arrogance is not the correct fit, but that was a nice try. Yes, Abhipsa, go ahead.
So, as the sentence, as our word is impish, we need
Yes.
to find what's the meaning of that. So we look around at the sentence that's related to it. It says, behavior and children are naughty. So I would relate to that they are like maybe they're naughty, mischievous.
Okay, all right. I would give you the answer in a while. I would stop at that. Yes, you are towards the path to being correct. But I would
Mhm.
also want to know from Siddharth. Siddharth, what do you think? Siddharth, I can't hear you if you are saying something.
Hello,
Yes, please go ahead.
ma'am. I think it's like mischief, like a child that does mischief, like mischievous.
Okay, all right. And why do you think so? Can you tell me?
Because it says children are naughty, and
Right.
we understand that by their impish behavior. So, impish has to mean naughty.
Absolutely correct. So, you see, this is so the way all of you deduced it, this is how it has to be done. So, whenever you get a vocab in context, so the meaning of impish is mischievous. So, Harsh, you were correct to say that it's something just opposite to being disciplined. Absolutely right. Rishik, you were almost there, but the word arrogance is not the correct one because we do not associate arrogance with mischief. Mischief is something playful, something that's, yeah, they're not listening to you, they're just being naughty, they're being playful, they're being mischievous. Abhipsa, the way you deduced it, that's how it has to be done. Same goes for you, Siddharth. So there you go. It is super important. Instead of learning new words is always a good thing. but it's not always possible for us to remember all the new words. So how do we go about these kind of questions? What we do, we try to understand it by looking at the words before and after that exact word that is in context or based on which the question has been framed. Is this clear to everybody? Yes. Okay, Rishik, I would want you, thank you so much, everyone. So I would want you to try out this question. Would you please go ahead and read out this question for me, Rishik?
Maya astronomers predicted eclipses with great precision. What does precision most nearly mean?
Yes. Any idea?
Like accuracy?
Okay. And how did you deduce it? I understand that you might know the meaning of the word, but just in case, if you had to deduce it, how would you deduce it?
Because it says that they predicted eclipses, which means that they got it like they guessed and got it right, and it says great, so that means they got it like like a high percentage. And then so that I would say like precision would be like they got it with great accuracy.
Perfect. Exactly my point. That is what you'd have to do. This is how you need to deduce it. Okay. Thank you so much, Rishik. Siddharth, do you agree with Rishik here, or do you think that no, that is not the correct approach?
I agree.
You agree with Rishik? All right. What about Harsh and Abhipsa? Harsh, do you agree?
Yes, precision does mean accuracy.
Okay, and how do you understand? So, my point is the way Rishik mentioned word by word. Do you also think that, yes, with these words before the word precision, it kind of helps you understand it?
Yeah,
Okay, all
yes.
right, great. Abhipsa, what about you?
Same here. I agree with everyone.
Okay, you agree with everyone. Absolutely right. So, if one second, hold on. So, if I had to talk about it, so these were the four options: vagueness, exactness, creativity, tradition. And here, answer B is the correct choice because it means accuracy. So, you see, friends, this is the easiest way to deduce for vocab context questions. So, would you remember it, Rishik, for you next time when you're doing these kind of questions? Would you know how to deduce it? Just in case if you are not very, very clear on the words. Yes, no, anything? Can't hear you. You need to tell me.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, you understand. All right. Next up would be the central idea. So let us quickly go ahead with it because also this is something that I think we can practice a little bit. This time, Siddharth, I would want you to read it out. Please read it out.
Uh, Tip.
And also the
If
tip.
ah
Even last time you did. So, yes, please go ahead.
Tip. Ask, if I had to tweet the author's main point in one sentence, what would it be?
Right. So, it is about summing up a very big idea into one sentence. If children, if you remember very, very clearly, when we started this session today, I asked all of you a question about your hobby and what book you like, or if there's any sport that you like, and how would you describe it in one sentence? Right? Correct? So that's how you sum up a central idea or a main topic. Like when I spoke to Abhipsa, I asked about the book. If you had to sum up in one sentence, and you did that so beautifully. When I spoke to Rishik, I asked you about the sport, and you mentioned that in phrase it's exhausting, yet it's something that encourages you and keeps you going, it motivates you. Same thing with Harsh, same thing with Siddharth. So, you see, whenever we are talking about the central idea, always remember it is the author's idea that you'd have to put in one sentence, that you'd have to sum up in one sentence. That is the central idea. Okay. Now, Abhitsa, I would want you to read out the question, please.
Climate change threatens coffee farming. Farmers try to shade grown and new varieties, but those require more labor and cost. Main idea?
Yes, what is the main idea? Now, before I share the options, okay, let me first get the options. Who can at least tell me what could be the main idea? One second, let me share the screen one more time so that I can just share it one more time with all of you. 1 second. Hold on. Yes. Can you see my screen? Okay. All right. So starting with Harsh. Or no, I did start with Harsh. So this time probably I'll start with Rishik. Rishik, can you tell me what according to you could be the main idea? So there are already 4 options.
The main idea is that climate change is bad for coffee farming, and solutions are ineffective.
Okay, climate change is bad for coffee farming and the solutions are ineffective. Okay, so the tip is if I had to tweet the author's main point in one sentence, what it would be. And here it shows that climate change threatens coffee farming. Right, it's bad for coffee farming. Absolutely right. And farmers, they try shade grown and new varieties, but those require more labor and cost. Whatever you had just mentioned, do we have it in these 4 options, Rishik?
Um, yeah, C. I guess C.
Okay. C is adaptations help but are challenging. So the option that you or the statement that you had just mentioned, do you think it is similar to the option C?
Yeah, because like it said that they require more labor and cost, and like that means it's challenging, and they're adapting to climate change because it's a new scenario.
Okay, all right. Let's see. That was, again, that was a good try. Yes, you are close enough. Harsh, could you tell me which one could be the correct answer choice here?
Um,
You can read it out. You can try and deduce it. Remember, look at this sentence. Look at the passage. It's a short passage. What is it trying to say? These 2 sentences.
I think it says first it starts with the change that happens.
Yes, correct. So the change is not
So
good for coffee farming, climate change. That we can understand.
yeah,
Right.
and then the next sentence shows the solution towards the try towards that
Yes,
change.
correct. It shows a
So I
solution. Right.
so I would say it's option C.
It's option C. Why? Do you think that the solution is effective enough, or do you think that there's a challenge in the solution as well?
There is a solution. They tried shade grown and new varieties, but those require labor and costs. So that is a challenge towards the farmers.
All
The more increased labor and costs.
okay, all right. Thank you so much. That was exactly how we deduce it. So Rishik also mentioned a similar thing that that's how we are deducing. Siddharth, what about you? Which one do you think will be the correct or the possible best option here?
I think it's option C.
And why do you think so?
Because it says climate change threatens coffee farming. Farmers try new shade and new varieties. Like it's showing that they try to adapt, but then in the next sentence it says those require more labor and cost. So it's challenging. So adaptations help, but are challenging.
Okay, all right, great. Last but no way the least, Abhipsa, would you want to share your views?
Yes, I also think it's C, but I would explain it as if the options are not there.
Please.
So, Yeah. So, in the first sentence, it says that climate change threatens coffee farming. Um, so we know that climate change is like threatening the farming. So, and then the next sentence it explains that like farmers try shade grown in new varieties, but those require more labor and cost. So over here, it tells us that farmers can use a new way of coffee farming, but they have like more work or like more labor as it says. So in option, and then after I look into options, option A, shade grown coffee solves our problems. It doesn't really solve our problems because it says it requires more labor and cost. um then same for, so that cannot be the option. So same for B, farmers unaffected if they adapt. Like if they adapt with the new like the new way of farming, uh they are affected by more work and the like the cost too. So that can be the option too. D, I'm not really sure what obsolete means, but option C sounded the most correct, so I go for option C.
Okay, that was quite a deduction. You went step by step. Now, amazing. All four of you are correct. Yes, option C is the correct option. And I am glad to see that all of you looked at each and every point. Absolutely right. Climate change, like Rishik, you had mentioned, climate change is not good for coffee farming. But at the same time, the changes or the things that the farmers will have to do, the adaptations, that is challenging, or these adaptations are challenging because they require more labor and cost. Absolutely right. Very, very good. Now, this one thing that you had mentioned to me, Abhipsa, has given me another idea, another trick. So let's try to deduce the meaning of the word tradition, obsolete. Okay, nobody's going to raise the hand if you know it, but let's say if there is a sentence like traditional methods of preparing rice have become, or let's say there's a sentence, traditional method of preparing rice in using a pan have become obsolete. These days, people are using rice cooker to prepare rice. What can be the meaning of obsolete here? Do you want me to write down the sentence like I did? Okay, all right. So I would just share it one more time, and this is for all of you. So traditional methods of preparing rice using a pan are obsolete. These days, people are using rice cooker to prepare rice. What is the meaning of the word obsolete here? Anyone who would want to try? I think Abipsa has got dropped off, but anyone who would want to try here?
Is it like not useful?
Okay, might be. So let's say, okay, Abhipsa, I'll come to you. So Siddharth, you mentioned that traditional methods of preparing rice in a pan are not useful. These days, people are using rice cooker to prepare rice. Does it make an ideal? Do you think that the meaning is conveyed properly here?
Wait. I think it's not, the meaning is not ideal.
Okay, you don't think the meaning is ideal. Okay, all right.
No. I think the meaning is not ideal.
Okay, the meaning is not ideal. Traditional methods of preparing rice in a pan are obsolete, so are not ideal. They are, so modern days people are using rice cooker to prepare rice. Okay, nice try. I would give you the answer at the end. Okay, Harsh or Rishik, any one of you would want to try before I come to Abhipsa?
I was saying
Yes.
like it means fading away because you said
Okay.
that like they're not using anymore, but I'm pretty sure like it did say that it's going away completely, so I'd say um fading away because
Okay.
that's what it means.
All right. I would agree with you here, but I'd park my opinion or my statement here with you. But yes, this is exactly how you deduce it. Next up would be Abhipsa. Yes, Abhipsa, please go ahead.
So I think it's the same as Rishik, that it means fading away, because when we start the next sentence, like these days, it says like these days, like in the present, and like
Right.
obsolete might be meaning like past. So like and it says like there are two different ways of like cooking, right? So like um it might be like that method is fading away, but this method is evolving throughout the world.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Harsh, would you want to try? Abhipsa, I'll give you the answer at the end once everyone's done trying. Harsh, would you want to try this?
I think obsolete means it's not much prominent now to be used.
Okay.
So
All right.
so so now traditional methods are not, they're not ideal. So more modern methods have come in front. So people don't use those methods now because they're not ideal. They're coming out of the trend. So I think that's what obsolete means.
Okay. All of you are correct. So, Siddharth, the only thing is it's not ideal. It's fading away or it's no longer in existence. So traditional methods are obsolete, means it's gone. So if I say traditional methods of preparing rice or the traditional method of staying back at home and not going out to work is obsolete now, means it's gone now. It's completely erased. All right, it's extinct.
So instead of not useful, it will be no longer useful.
Yes, no longer used, no longer in use. Absolutely correct, Siddharth. Okay, so this is how we deduce it. So, Abhipsa, you could see how the word that you did not know, the moment I added a sentence and you tried to use the words back and forth, you could understand the meaning. Right. So this is exactly what you'd have to do, all of you, when we are talking about vocabulary in context. We are going to do one more question, an inference type question, and then we are going to discuss some of the common mistakes that we make and how we can kind of not make those mistakes. Is that okay? Yes, or are you guys bored to death? No? All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Next up would be inference. So here I would want Rishik to read out. Could you please read out this question, Rishik, the para and the question?
The cafeteria ran out of coffee by 9:30, even though it usually lasts till noon. Several employees were seen carrying 2 or 3 cups back to their desk early in the morning.
Okay, and
What,
what
un-
is the question? Yes.
what unstated conclusion can you draw about the employee's behavior or situation?
Right. So the cafeteria ran out of coffee by 9:30 a.m. Even though it usually lasts until noon, several employees were seen carrying 2 or 3 cups back to their desks early in the morning. So, who can tell me what is the inference? What is that unstated conclusion that we can draw from the employee's behavior in this situation? So, what happened here? In simple words, if I have to ask, and this time I'd start with Abhipsa. You can take 10 seconds or a minute's time to understand and then frame your answer, and then we can go ahead and discuss it.
So in the sentence, the whole story is that it tells that the cafeteria ran out of coffee, like earlier than it usually does, in which it lasts till noon, but right now, like today, it lasts till 9:30 a.m. It was because many employees were seen carrying 2 or 3 cups instead of like one for themselves back to their desks early in the morning. So yeah, that's the whole story.
Understood. But what do you deduce of it? What do you understand of it? If you had to state a conclusion, if you had to say it in one sentence, how are you going to say it in one sentence? What happens in this? Look at the clues. What happens? The cafeteria ran out of coffee by 9:30. There was a reason for it. What was the reason? What happened? I would want all of you to look at the screen, try to understand. So we'll have to be Sherlock for some time. I hope that all of you know who's Sherlock. If you don't, I'm going to tell you he's this very, very famous detective. He's a character of the story, and the author of this character, or the creator of this character, is Arthur Conan Doyle. So he's created this super smart detective, and what he does, he looks at the clues and then he deduces, puts them together, and tries to reach at a conclusion or tries to solve cases. So here we have this coffee getting over mystery, and we will have to solve this. So Harsh, would you want to go ahead and try this?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So, concluding on what happened, I think the reason why, obviously, why the cafeteria ran out of coffee was that many of the employers were taking more than one cups. So, obviously, the coffee would have run out fast. So, why the employees did this? Maybe it was because they were sleepy. They needed their caffeine boost.
Okay, all
So,
right.
since one was not going to cut it out, maybe they took 2 or 3 cups.
Okay, understood. Point taken. Thank you. Rishik, would you want to understand? So, children, friends, please understand this. We will just have to give only one sentence. We have two sentences, and looking at those two sentences, we will have to reach to only one conclusion. Rishik, could you go ahead and tell me? Look at the clues.
I'd say the conclusion is that the cafeteria ran out of coffee because people were taking 2 or 3 cups.
Okay, all right. I would agree with you here so far. Thank you so much, Rishik. Next up, last but not the least, Siddharth. Please go ahead, Siddharth.
I think the unstated conclusion is that several employees were hogging cups of coffee in the morning.
Right, true. Several employees were hogging cups of coffee, which is why coffee got over very, very early. So you see, Abhipsa and Harsh. So Rishik and Siddharth, you were correct. You were bang on. Right. So understand this when we have to make an inference. So in your case, Harsh, what you did was you went ahead and you started thinking that why employees started taking coffee in early in the morning, more cups, which is okay. But here, what we will have to do, the question is based on the fact that's given to us, what is the conclusion that we can understand? So we can understand that they were hogging, or they were misusing coffee, or they were over drinking coffee, which is why it got over. Correct. So this is what we will have to understand when we talk about central idea, when we talk about inferences. Understand that the clues will be given, and everything has to be in context with the passage. It doesn't have to be outside the passage. The unstated things that are not there in the passage is not our concern. Okay, is this clear to everybody? So when we are doing inference type questions, it is important to only focus on the clues present in the passage. While doing inference type question, it is important to focus on only the clues present in the passage. Is this clear to you, Abhipsa, Rishik, Harsh, and Siddharth? Yeah, great. All right. Now, with that, we will come to another, only some of the things that we would want to go ahead with. That is some of the common pitfalls and some reading strategies that we can use. Okay, so quickly, if I have to do this, so these are some of the strategies that we can use. Scheme for pivot words like however, although, but, like conjunctions and transitions. whenever you're reading a passage, and even if it's a very, very long passage, the easiest and the smartest way is, and also evidence first, answer second. Meaning, go through the question first. Remember, we don't have a lot of time. Time is of essence to us. So go through the question first. Check the question. What is it trying to ask? And then try to connect it with the passage. Scheme the passage. Very, very important. Look for those transition words. Look for those conjunctions. This will help you get the clue or get the correct answer. If you think that there's a phrase which is important and which can be in context with the options, try to underline it. Or try to deduce it. How is that phrase related to the set of options? Is this much clear to you? Because from what I can understand, that reading questions are something that all of us, we find it a little challenging. We require that practice. Yes or no? Right? And for vocab questions, as I had already mentioned, and we had already, it's a tried and tested method. Focus on the words before and after that particular word that is in context or that is in question. Very, very important. Please understand that, friends. Okay, up next would be some of the common pitfalls. Abhipsa, could you quickly read the first pitfall or the first mistake, some of the common mistakes that we make?
Picking answers that sound smart but don't match the text.
Right, picking answers that sound smart or that sound sensible or logical but don't match the text. Like I had mentioned, the coffee part that we were talking about. So remember, everything is within the passage itself. We don't have to think outside the passage. We don't have to think whether the employees were tired or not. Though it makes more sense, but we don't have to do that. We will just have to match the text and then find our answer. Is this clear to all of us? Yes? Great. Okay, Harsh, could you read the second point, please?
Ignoring little words like only, except, rarely.
Okay, what are these kind of words? Can you tell me? Ignoring little words like only, except, rarely, however, moreover, henceforth. What are these words specified as? Anyone who can tell me? No? These are, so mostly they are conjunctions and transition words. Right, so they are either connecting two ideas or putting in the contrast between the two ideas. And many a times we tend to ignore them. So always understand. So like I had mentioned, methods of cooking rice are obsolete. However, people in the modern days, they are using rice cooker to prepare rice effectively or efficiently. So this word, moreover, if we ignore it, we will not be able to understand the contrast between the two. We will not be able to probably understand the vocabulary, the meaning. Is this clear? Is the example clear? Has it made this entire common mistake that we make? Has it made it? Is it proper to you? Is it clear to you now? Okay. Another one, and this is something that we always do. Rishik, could you please go ahead and read the third one?
Overthinking easy grammar.
Overthinking easy grammar. Who can explain it to me? Siddharth, will you be able to explain it to me?
Yes, ma'am. Like
Yes.
some of the common grammar that we know, we just
Yes.
start to like judge ourselves on escalating if it's correct or not.
Absolutely correct. So let's say it's a common subject verb agreement question. Like, neither the boy nor his friends were present in the party. Instead of were, if we use the word was, and then we start thinking that the word or the verb, the helping verb were, W-E-R-E, it's very easy. How did we get it correct? So it has to be something difficult, right? So please understand, and this is not just for grammar, this could be for reading, this could be for vocabulary as well. please understand that many a times the answers might be super easy. But just because we think that this is DSAT, this is SAT, it has to be difficult. It doesn't have to be difficult. Okay, try to have these pointers in your mind because this will actually help you. And with that, we've come to the end of our very short meet today. I hope all of you had enjoyed the session. If you have any questions, this will be the time to share that with me. Any questions, anybody?
I have a doubt. So in the second question, which was like the obsolete,
Yes,
the traditional, yeah.
correct.
So, for that option, like there wasn't given like an after or before sentence, right? So how do we understand the meaning?
Okay, so are you talking about the meaning? Okay, so traditional methods are obsolete. That was just an option of another question, right? So just
Yes.
because you did not understand the meaning, I extended it. Correct. Now, your point is also valid that this is an option, right? How do I understand whether this option is matching to the central idea or not? For all I know, it might be. But there, Abhipsa, you have three other options. Try to see, look at the other three options. See if the other three options have more relevance to the central idea. Now, let's say all the other three options are not that relevant to the central idea. They are not matching. That means the fourth one will be the ideal match. Do you understand my point? Because you
Okay.
already have three other options, correct? So you're already deducing that. You're already trying to check whether these options are matching the text.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Now, if
Yeah.
those are not matching the text, then the fourth option, whether you understand the meaning or not, at that point of time, if you try to match the fourth option with one word which is difficult for you to understand, but still you think that might have relevance and it is making sense, will be the correct one then. All right. You will always have to match the options when it comes to the central idea. Look for the
Okay.
clues.
So you're saying that I should read all the options, and if like the other three are not matching, then I should
Yes.
blindly trust the
Not
fourth one.
blindly. I will quickly go back to this so that you understand what I am talking about. Just give me 1 second, please. So, if this is the option, let's say here, let's say if it was said that climate change threatens coffee farming or climate change is not good for coffee farming. However, the farmers are using methods or were using methods that were pretty old. That's it. The farmers methods of coffee farming are pretty old. Simple. There is this option or there's this sentence. Climate change threatens coffee farming. Farmers' way of planting or coffee farming are pretty old. They are trying to use new methods. That's it. And they ask for a sentence or for an idea which kind of resonates with this idea that the farmers' methods of coffee farming are pretty old. So, if now you look at options, shade-grown coffee solved all problems. Does it make any sense with the sentence? The farmers' methods of coffee farming are pretty old. Does it make any sense? No. Farmers unaffected if they adapt. Does it make any sense? No. Adaptations help but are challenging. Do we have that? No, because the question is farmers' methods of coffee farming are pretty old. Correct. So we will have to, I'm not talking about this. Forget about this. Forget about this. So let's say coffee farmers' methods, and this is for all of you, of coffee farming are pretty old. Okay, what is the main idea? Let's say this is one sentence. If you have to sum it up in one main idea, what could it be? Do you think option A will be the perfect fit? No. Do you think option B will be the perfect fit? No. Do you think option C will be the perfect fit? No, right? Now, let's say traditional methods are obsolete. You don't know the meaning of the word obsolete, but you know traditional methods, meaning methods that are coming like old methods, old age methods. And here we're already talking about farmers' methods of coffee farming are pretty old. Right. So, don't you think this option would be the best possible selection for you at that point of time? Because all the other three are not in any way resonating with the central idea of this sentence. So did you understand my point right now?
Yeah, I did.
Right. So this is how you're going to do it. Remember that the options will have to match the idea, and that is the reason why these words, there would be common words, common choice of words. Okay, is this clear to you? Is this clear to everybody? Because Abhipsa asked a very, very important question. And that is true. Many a times we don't understand the meaning of the words, even in the options. So, how do we understand that? How do we deduce it? We constantly refer to the text, we skim through the text. All right. Now, anyone else who has any questions here? Okay. Could you quickly call in your parents? Since I had a wonderful time with all of you, I would definitely want to have a quick chat with all of your parents. If they are
Actually, my parents are out of they've gone out to the
okay.
marketplace, so they're not with me right now.
No worries. Absolutely okay. What about Rishik, Harsh, or Siddharth?
I can try.
Okay. I would wait. You can go ahead and check if your parent can have a quick chat with me right now, Rishik. Okay. All right. So it's weekend. I'm sure that all of you have weekend plans, is it? Or no? Just have to study. What about you, Bipsa?
Well, I have a biology test and a medical term test, so yeah, I need to study for that.
Okay, you need to study for that. Also, friends, there is a feedback form that would be shared with all of you. It would be great if you can fill out the feedback form. Okay, all right, it's already shared in the chat. So it would be amazing if you can fill out the feedback form. It will help me understand and maybe try to have the next webinar according to that, according to the questions that you might have, or according to any doubts that you might have. Okay, all right, great. So, did you all get the link for the feedback form? Yes, I can only see Abhipsa nodding. What about the rest? All of you have turned off your camera. Please turn on your camera. It's an earnest request from me. Okay, I can see Harsh, but Harsh is blurry due to blurred background. Harsh, can you see the feedback form that's mentioned here? Okay, all right, great. If you can fill out the feedback form, it would be wonderful. Okay, in the meantime, if anyone's parent can have can come on camera or even turn off the camera and be present and have a chat with us, it would be great. There is Shafali, and also I'm there to have a quick chat. All right, I can see Abhipsa is going through the feedback form. I guess Harsh is also doing the same. Siddharth, what about you? Since I can't see you, I will keep on questioning and probing you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing the form.
Okay, all right. So that, do you have any parent around that we can talk to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Okay, children, once you have filled out the form, let me know. Okay, so
Ma'am, my parents are busy. They can't come.
no problem. It's fine. It's okay. No worries. So I would quickly want a feedback from all of you, like I was giving you feedback while you were trying to solve the questions. So again, if you had to give me a feedback in just one sentence from each one of you, and it has to be honest. You can say, no, it was just mundane, it was plain, it was boring. Or you can say that, no, I learned something new, it was quite interesting. We can do these tricks, and probably next time when I'm trying out the questions, it will help. Who wants to go first? Quickly, come on. And then there is Shafali who would want to talk to all of you. So I would want a quick feedback from all of you. Do you think we
Um,
should? Yes.
I'll go first. I thought the session was engaging, and also I got to learn like some tricks, like to like look around the vocabulary to understand what's going on, and like to read before like read all the options before you choose like which one is the right one. Like yeah, those all helped me.
Do
Thank
keep
you.
that in mind. Thank you so much, Abipsa, because that's absolutely going to help you. That's amazing. Thank
Actually, thank you to you.
you. Okay, thank you so much, and all the best for your test as well. Anyone else who wants to go next? Rishik, Harsh, Siddharth. Yes.
Uh, I liked your teaching.
Thank you. Thank
It
you so
was
much.
very calm, and I think the common pitfalls really help me.
Right.
But one suggestion is
Yes,
maybe
please.
like give more harder examples.
Absolutely. Point
Like
taken. We will go ahead and give a little hard example. True, so that you will find it a little more challenging, and that would actually help you as well. Point taken. Thank you so much, Harsh. Anyone else who would want to share the feedback? Yes, Rishik, Siddharth. Okay, then Shifali is here and she would want to speak to all of you. Hi, Shifali. Please
Yeah,
go ahead.
hi.
Speak is all yours.
Yes. Hello. Hi, students. So my name is Shafali. So I'm here to explain you a few other things about the program. Okay. So I was there throughout the session. I could see that most of you were enjoying the class. Firstly, I just wanted to ask, when are you guys, going to attempt your next test? One by one, you can just tell me.
Like I'm going to do my PSAT next year October
Okay.
because I'm a freshman, so yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'm just going for
Got it. So that's going to be your very first test?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, good to know. What about the others? Siddharth,
I
Harsh,
have my PSAT this week,
this
Wednesday.
week. Okay, that's in October 8th,
Yeah,
right? Okay, perfect.
first.
First, okay, all right. Siddharth?
I also have my PSAT October 1st, but
Oh,
I am a sophomore, so I'll also do it next year.
okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, that's amazing. Good to know. So, which means, all of you are going to take the test for the very first time, right? This year? Or, somewhere by the end of this year. Okay, all right. So I just wanted to inform you that we also do conduct a diagnostic test where you can just evaluate yourself, in both math and English. Okay, so it's going to be a 40 minutes test. So once you take up the test, we will be able to see, your current level in both math and English. According to that, we also have regular classes, apart from the webinars. Today's was a webinar session, right? Apart from the webinars, we have regular classes. So if you're interested in it, you can just drop in your details, okay, and we can have that 40 minutes diagnostic test, and eventually, we can proceed with the regular classes too. Okay. Hello.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you can just have a word with your parents. Okay. You can just let them know that there is also a diagnostic test that's been conducted, and from there, you can evaluate yourself in both math and English. Okay, both SAT math, PSAT math, and PSAT English. And according to your evaluation, there we can have the diagnostic tests also anytime. We are available anytime in the mornings or late evenings also. Your timing, whichever time zones you are residing in, accordingly we can have the diagnostic test. How many of you are interested for the diagnostic test? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, what about the others?
Okay, I want to say something here. Friends, when you take the diagnostic test, what happens is it also tells you exactly what are the areas of focus that you'll have to do. So, here, like you had mentioned, that vocabulary and central idea are your areas where you would want a little more practice. However, in the diagnostic test, once you give it, it might be something more, or it might not be vocabulary. It might be something that you thought you were very, very good at, or it could be that you thought that you were not very good at but you scored really well. So you will know, you will have clarity, you will have a better idea. So you can, I would definitely recommend that all of you go ahead and take that diagnostic test, because that is going to give you a clear picture of where you are at this point of time before you take your SATs. Okay, so can we have at least uh, everyone at least making that attempt to take the diagnostic test? Everyone present, all four of you. I can see Abhipsa nodding. I can see Harsh, but okay, a simple nod. What about Rishik and Siddharth? Rishik, I cannot see you. Even Shafali cannot see you. And Siddharth, we cannot see you. Could you please go ahead and let us know? Yes. Siddharth, we cannot hear you. Okay, what about you, Rishik? Rishik, can you hear me? Because you're on mute. Siddharth, I can see you're muting and unmuting. You can also put it in the chat. Right. Even that could be done. You can just put it in the chat, Rishik and Siddharth. Yes, over to you, Shafali. So sorry to interrupt you.
Fine, that's fine. Yeah, so that's all I just wanted to say. If you could take the diagnostic test, that's going to be highly helpful for you. Okay. Because every time you take a test with us, right, see, apart from the diagnostic test, once you enroll with us, there are n number of tests we'll be taking. There would be full length tests, there would be worksheets that we would be providing. Best part, it will be evaluated. In the regular classes, we'll be seeing what are the areas we'll have to work on. Eventually, according to that, the worksheets will be assigned, which will be much helpful for you, to see which are the areas we'll have to mainly work on. According to that, we can proceed with the regular classes. Okay. So the ones who are ready to take up the diagnostic test, you can just put in your details here in the chat, which would be helpful for us with the timings. If you're ready to take the diagnostic test anytime today, that also would be great. We'll be available in the late evenings also, around 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Just a 40 minutes test. Okay, could you just put it in the chat?
See a nod from Abhipsa and Harsh, but Rishik and Siddharth, please mention it in the chat since we are unable to hear either of you. Okay, then, friends, I hope that all of you have filled out your feedback form. And thank you so much, Harsh and Abhipsa, for sharing the feedback as well, right here on spot. And definitely, we are at least, we'll try and plan to come up with more such webinars with specific problem areas or challenges that students who are taking up SATs they might face, and maybe it will be also helpful for all of you. It's not a maybe, but I'm sure that it's going to be helpful for all of you. That And thank you so much for your time and joining this webinar today. Over to you, Shafali. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It was really great, seeing you guys in the session today. I hope most of you enjoyed it. Okay. So I believe Abipsa, right? Okay. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name. Okay. All right. So Abipsa and Harsh, have you shared your details on the chat? Regarding the diagnostic test.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. You're not ready with the time.
Yeah, I think we have to check.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe you can just have a conversation, with your parents, and we'll reach out to you, regarding the diagnostic test. Just have a word. You can just give them the feedback about how the session went today. Okay, and accordingly, we can schedule the diagnostic test. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a really great time with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Have a great weekend and all the best, Abhipsa, for your exam. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.